Alrighty, so today I'm hanging out in a neighborhood called Jardines del Norte. About to walk over here to the sign. This is actually a great neighborhood to live, and this particular one is right near the perimeter of the city, right beyond those trees, the periférico, which basically is the perimeter around the city. You can quickly hop on the perimeter and get to other parts of Merida, get to the beach and other areas outside of Merida. This is close to Alta Brisa, right next to Alta Brisa actually. Cholul, you can be in Concal in about 15 minutes from here as well. A lot of mom and pop shops for food, restaurants, just a great community to live and really have everything you need. So this is something worth exploring. If I had to put this, I'm not looking at a map exactly, I would probably put this a little more northeast around the perimeter, near the top side of the perimeter, but on the inside. You can find some deals out here in terms of rentals as well as properties. There's a couple of private schools out here as well. I'm gonna see how far I can get. I can't go too far because my young one is in therapy session and I gotta make sure I get back in time. So let's see what we can get into, and while we figure that out, I'll just run my mouth. So this is the day after Christmas. A lot of places are still closed, but what I found unique was the malls were open yesterday and the grocery stores were open yesterday. So for example, I went to the mall, and while many stores in the mall were closed, half of them looked to be open. So I thought that was different, and there was quite a few people in there. So I thought, hey, that's unique. So even the grocery stores, I was able to go to the grocery store. In fact, the grocery store, well, the one by the house, stayed open up at 9 a.m. and closed at midnight on Christmas Day. So again, thought that was different. We're coming up on a restaurant here. So you got options all over the place to live, man. There's a car wash over there. I don't know if you can see that, but you have options all over the place to live. And as you can see, these pretty trees. I'm gonna see if I can hop on the other side of the street here. There's like a little dessert cafe right here on the corner. Yeah, let me hop over here. I keep saying the same thing, you know, a lot of these videos are pretty much the same. The exception is, like I say, each neighborhood has its own personality. I'm gonna walk over here and see what's up at this plaza here. But every neighborhood is different. Every neighborhood is unique unto itself, has its own personality, etc., etc. This place here is called T-Bar, which is a cafe / restaurant. They have a bigger one on the other side of town. Barbershop. Look like a fitness health store there. Clothing boutique. Hopefully this road take me out somewhere. And you've heard me say this before. Great place to live, man. Looks pretty nice over here. Let's walk down this street. See if it gets me back to where I need to go. Can't get lost too far. I got about 30 minutes. Oftentimes you'll see these walls wrapped around buildings. Sometimes they'll wrap around Like in this case here, I'm assuming these are houses, yeah, because those are solar panels up top. So oftentimes you'll see these buildings wrapped around with a concrete wall. Private community might be 30 houses in there. And sometimes they might have a guard at the gate. Sometimes they'll just have a gate where you need access to get into the gate. Look at that coconut everywhere. Like I said, every neighborhood is different. The streets on this side tend to look a lot wider, a lot more spacious. I don't know if you noticed, there's a lot more green on this side, probably thus the name of the colonia, Jardines del Norte. I'm going to go out on a limb and say Jardines. Jardines means garden, so I'm going to assume that's why they got that name. It's a lot more green here in this area, so if green space is important, you might want to investigate this area as well, because there's definitely a lot more green. This house here is for sale. Like I said, you'll see these gates, so sometimes you open up this gate, that might be an apartment building there, I'm assuming. Come in through the gate, there might be 5 parking spots for 5 or 6 cars. Go in to your door and you home. Like this place here, well, Cocina Marlene, so that's somebody's kitchen. So this is another reason why you want to walk. I got dogs on my right barking, dogs on my left barking. I hear some further up the street on the left. So this is why walking is so important. Well, not necessarily walking, but going through neighborhoods, checking it out. This one here, these are apartments. Take a picture of that. Give them a call. Because behind those gates, it could be 6, 12 units. I'm assuming the pricing is pretty good. That's a nice house behind that gate. It's amazing because sometimes you be in a nice street and then some of this stuff just look run down and abandoned. Mexico, people's property is their property. What they do on their property, so like I say, it's like a blessing and a curse, because a man or a woman can have the right to do what they want on their own property. Ain't nobody gonna bother you. But in some cases, if it's messy, you got to deal with it. So that's why it's important to come check things out. Somebody asked me the other day if they say, hey, I know I'm gonna move to Mexico and stay there, particularly Merida. I know I'm gonna stay in Merida. I just really don't have any other option. Financially, I can't afford to be here in the States. I'm gonna be there, and whatever comes, I'm gonna make it work. Do I need to come down for a scouting trip? You know, and I've said this before, everybody's different. Everybody's tolerance levels are different. Somebody like me, I can do that. Because I had a tolerance for it. And for me, for the most part, I can make anything work if I want to. Now, I went to Montreal, to Canada. The plan was to stay there for a while. But within the first 5 days, I was like, I hate this place. And got up and left on a Sunday, or was a Friday, left on a Friday. Got the hell on. I was intent that I wasn't going to spend a dime more there. And so I left. Now, if I had to stay there, yeah, I ain't really have a choice. I could have made it work. I could stay. I can tolerate it. I can deal with it. Whether it's short term or long term, I can deal with it. I can deal with it. Part of that has to do with being a military brat, growing up my whole life. My dad was in the military. and we bounced around from place to place and just had to learn to adjust and adapt once we got to wherever we were going. So for him, I gave some general advice. I'm like, look, if this is where you got to be and you know for a fact you ain't going nowhere and this is it, you got to make it work, and this is what you're saying, you're not tricking yourself or psyching yourself up, and that no matter what comes, hell or high water, you're going to sit tight because you have no choice, then come on. Make it work. Find yourself an Airbnb, park it there for a minute till you can find the place you want to be, and go for it. You know what I mean? Just go for it. You can make it work. Will it be uncomfortable? Maybe. But make it work. After everybody can't do that. But if you that type who can, then by all means, go for it. There's another house for sale. I'm hoping this road gets me back to where I'm supposed to be. So, it's a little Spanish lesson. Venta. That means for sale. Or sale. For sale. So when you see that, then some of the other signs you see renta. 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 That's for rent. So while I'm running my mouth, I brought this up the other night. For everybody, all y'all who made a donation, I appreciate it. Thank y'all so much. I'm setting up a separate community. I'm setting up a brand new community. And all of y'all that have made donations over the last 18 months, you'll get in for free. Access for free. I'll be sharing all these resources. Oftentimes, a lot of y'all ask questions. I can't answer them because there's too many of you on YouTube. But inside our community, you can post questions there. I think I see something for rent. Let me go check that out. You post in the community, you're going to get an answer. We'll also be doing exclusive interviews inside of the community. And so if you made a donation, you're getting all this for free. We'll do a live at least once a month. I'm trying to work out the numbers. I may do it more. I may do it twice a month. Every other week, we'll do a live. You come on, ask questions. That's for sale. Look like they started building that and didn't finish. So, if people ask, hey, who do you recommend for getting a root canal, or what doctors do y'all use, or what schools do you, hey, all of that can be locked up in the community. That's my way of saying thank y'all. I appreciate y'all supporting me. And it's gonna have a monthly fee, but for those of y'all that made a donation, it ain't ever gonna cost you. It's free. So send me an email. I got a virtual assistant. Oh, look at that, that's a gym. A little fitness center. They got those all over the place in every community. And they be having nicer stuff, nice equipment. Like I say, then you come down some streets, it gets better, it looks nice. That's why it's important you ride up and down each and every street and check them out. But look like they about to build some more over here. So this is Jardines del Norte, this area. From what you can see here, like it's gonna be coming up as well. This is a room for rent. Take a picture of that. And then right off the main street. Also, short-term rentals, where you can stay short-term. I'm gonna be listing all of that inside the community. So, email me, support@moveabroadandthrive.com. Support@moveabroadandthrive.com. My new assistant will gather your details, and we're going to be launching this thing in the next couple of days before the new year, hopefully. And you'll be receiving login details to access the community. Like I said, it's going to be free. It's going to be free. So if you haven't made a donation yet, you still got a couple of days to make that deal go through. You got a couple of days to make a donation to get in there. The Cash App is on the screen. The Zelle button is on the screen. And you become a lifetime member. After that, once this thing go live on January 1st or January 2nd, you're gonna have to pay a monthly fee to access it. Live interviews. I'm not going to be posting as often. Most of the stuff that I post will go to the community. My efforts and energy will be put there. I'm going to be interviewing other expats in other parts of the world where they can share their resources and experiences in those other countries and cities. And so that way you can get a good feeling of other places. There's a couple I'm gonna be talking to that's been living in Portugal. They got residencies in both Mexico, Portugal, and I think one other one. They got their money tight, they got their money together, dug themselves out of debt. Them doggone dogs again. I guess he got his partner up there because the other one just walked back. There's two of them up there. But I'm gonna be talking to them, and each of these folks I'm gonna have share resources about where they're at. So email me support@moveabroadandthrive.com. It's gonna take a couple of days to get a response. If you don't hear anything from us in a couple of days, don't panic. We're putting together the membership community right now, and in a few days, hopefully by the 1st of the month, no later than the 2nd of January, you will have your login details to access the new community. And this is my way of saying thank you, and I'm giving value back to those that supported me over the last 18 months through our ups and downs. I appreciate everything y'all done. I think everything, I appreciate it. So I got back. Her therapy session's about over, so I'm gonna sign off. If y'all have any questions, shoot me a message, shoot me an email. If you need consultation, email me cartess@cartessross.com. And that's it. Thank y'all.